Hey YouTube, JT's Reborn here, and I'm currently in my theater parking lot getting ready to go see this movie called Father Figures. I don't know how this movie's going to be. It's Owen Wilson and Ed Helms. I'm really just seeing this because, well, I want to see 52 movies in the theater, and pretty much I only have a few options left, so I'm like, whatever, I'll go see Father Figures. So, going in with an open mind. Hopefully it at least provides some bit of comedic laughs. If it doesn't, I'm going to be pissed. So, yep, I'll let you know what I think about it after the movie. Hey everybody, JT's Reborn here, and welcome to another edition of After the Movie. I just got done seeing Father Figures, and, well, it was a complete waste of time. I mean, this movie sucked. It's so boring, it's so unenthusiastic, it's so forgettable. It's like the worst kind of movie to sit through, because it's not so bad that it's good. It doesn't make me just like rage like anything. It didn't make me laugh. It didn't make me get emotional or anything. It was a complete waste of time. This is the definition of a forgettable, boring movie. Like, I may have laughed twice in this entire movie. The worst type of movie to sit through is a bad comedy that isn't funny. Because I can at least tolerate something that's so off the wall, like obnoxious, to where I just scream and yell and get angry. But this one, I can't even muster up any enthusiasm. This is a shitty movie. It's a nothing movie. It's so boring, so forgettable, so uninteresting. I mean, everything that happens from the first minute, like the jokes, like the first joke is just a proctology joke because Ed Helms is like, some guy's just like, Ed Helms is like, I found your car keys. It's like, I shoved them up my ass for some reason. I'm like, and then Helms is just, he plays this guy named Peter. Owen Wilson plays Kyle. He does say one wow. I was counting all the wows in the movie. He only says one this time. But, yeah, their mom is Glenn Close, and they're off to find out their real dad is, and the whole revelation at the end. I'm going to spoil the shit out of this movie because I don't care. And if somebody complains that, hey, you gave spoilers, well, it's Father Figures. It's a waste of time. So if you really don't want to know what happens in the movie, you can stop the video, but I'm just going to say everything that happens. So, Glenn Close, back in the 70s, was apparently a real, like, whore, I guess, I don't know other way to put it, like, who really slept around with, like, tons of people. I mean, they even acknowledge it in the movie. Like, there's Terry Bradshaw, who she was around with, and then one of the other NFL players who's Terry Bradshaw's friend says, oh, yeah, she was the dick whisperer. That's what they called her. So, yeah, she got around a lot, and basically, Owen Wilson, Ed Helms is some guy he's Ed Helms, he kind of hates his life, he's depressed, he's divorced, he's just depressed about everything, he's just so unenthusiastic, he's not really funny at all. Owen Wilson is, wow, I'm Owen Wilson, I'm one in tune with the universe, wow, and Owen Wilson is successful because he's on a barbecue sauce bottle and he gets 3 cents for every one as royalty, and they sold like 30 million copies. So he's filthy rich. He's living the life Ed Harris wished he could have. And then they go to their mom's wedding, and Ed Harris has been living his life based on a lie about who his dad was, and yada yada yada. They go on this journey for some reason to go find out who their real father is. So, first things up, Glenn Close is like, Terry Bradshaw was your father, go ahead and look for him. It's like, okay, we'll go find Terry Bradshaw. Find out Terry Bradshaw is not their father, he's not funny at all, neither is anyone else in here. Then after Terry Bradshaw, they meet someone, and the next person is J.K. Simmons, who is a great actor, but, like, even in this movie, like, he's saying stuff, but, like, I'm so unenthusiastic through the rest of this movie that I can't even muster up a single smile. I'm like, okay, J.K. Simmons, Then the next thing, after J.K. Simmons, who's like a robber and stuff, gets thrown in jail, they continue to go look for the next person on their list, which is this cop guy. And then, meanwhile, Ed Helms sleeps with this one girl, and the one legitimate laugh in the movie comes in the revelation. So Ed Helms has this one night stand with this girl, and then eventually they go to this place where they think is her father, or no, their father, and then. So they get there, and then it's just some Irish family, and they think that's their dad, and then they look and they see the girl that Ed Helms had sex with, so they're insinuating that Ed Helms had sex with his sister. And then I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of a funny reveal. Like, oh, what a fucked up scene. And then it turns out that isn't their father. And then they're like, oh no, it's some guy, some veterinarian guy, who turns out to be Christopher Walken. Oh, I should also mention before Walken, before they find the cop, they pick up this hitchhiker who's just this dude who they have to drop off. And there's one scene that, like, I facepalmed in the theater. Like, there's a scene where they're arguing. You know, they go through the same shit in every movie. Like, oh, I was jealous of you, had all the success, all the girls. Oh no, I have all these problems too. You know, they have to have their big blow up before they all get united and stuff. There's a part where they're just arguing. Owen Wilson throws the keys out the window, blah, 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 blah. And then they just get hit by a train. I'm like, what? And then did it make it seem like, oh, is Owen Wilson okay? Gee, I don't know. What do you fucking think? And so Owen Wilson and them, they get reunited. Then they go to the O'Callahan's place or whatever, the Irish family cop who died was. And then it turns out, lucky for them, that's not really his sister, which is good for them, because I'm like, oh geez, that's funny, but it's also fucked up. So I'm like, okay, well, I did kind of laugh at that possible reveal, but it turns out it was nothing. So they go meet Christopher Walken, who they're like, okay, who's actually been in their lives for years, who's a veterinarian, and it turns out that Walken is not their father. And then they go to Glenn Close like, hey, and I did snicker a bit when Walken showed up, but even Walken, like, I think it's because the rest of the movie just dragged me down so much that I didn't find anything funny. Then Walken shows up, and I'm like, okay, Christopher Walken is here. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. So, he's got to be funny, right? No, not even Walken. Like, he still has his Walken mannerisms. And I do snicker a bit at that in my head, but, like, I just wasn't laughing. I was just down in the dumps by the end of this thing. It's like 2 hours long. Like, Jesus, just, you could have cut out so much in this movie. Like, you could have cut out, like, one, like, it's just not funny. It's not funny at all. So they end up finding that Walken is not their father, and it turns out Glenn Close is like, actually, you guys are adopted, and your real mother was someone named Jane, who we don't actually know her real name is. I adopted you guys, so you didn't go through social services, and don't know her real name, don't know who your father was. So this whole entire movie about them finding their fathers is a big fucking lie. So we sit through this whole entire goddamn movie, find out who Owen Wilson and Ed Helms' parents are, and it turns out we never do. We don't find out anything else. In fact, we know less at this point. So we don't know who their real mother is, well, some lady who died during childbirth, and we don't know who their actual father is. Don't they keep hospital records about who passed away and stuff? Can't they do fingerprint analysis? I don't fucking know. It's so, like, you could do so many other ways. You could figure out, okay, so that's who their mom was. They can go back and still research. No, by that point, the movie's pretty much over. They do a 1 year later thing. Ed Helms and that was sleeping with that girl who we thought was his sister, but really wasn't. I guess they're successful now. Because of, like, some app about, like, them talking to the universe, and that guy that they picked up earlier is in the app too. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? And it's like, blah, 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 blah. We got our happy ending. We get our Hawaiian vacation ending. Then the movie ends. There's no after credit scene. I know I sat through the whole credits of this movie. Not that I expected one, but yeah, Father Figures just sucked. I mean, God, why did... I tried to see all these movies in theaters. I should have just sat through some good stuff earlier in the year, but I want to hit, like, the number of seeing 52 different movies released in the theater this year. Not counting multiple showings, but, like, I'm trying to hit that number, and because I've never done it before, one for every week. But god damn, did this one suck. This is like one of the toughest sits I've had through, like, this entire year. It's not funny at all. It just drags you down and just beats the living hell out of you with its lack of energy or enthusiasm. I mean, god damn, like, I just made me question, like, were these guys, like, ever funny? I'm like, I think Owen Wilson, I'm like, he's been in some funny stuff, like Wedding Crashers. Ed Helms was in the first Hangover movie, but yeah, this movie, like, I wasn't laughing at all. The audience I saw it with didn't laugh. It just sucked ass. It was just terrible. So yeah, do yourself a favor, don't sit through Father Figures, don't even think about it. I mean, it's gonna get forgotten about in a month or two. People will, like, be like, oh, Father Figures, yeah, I remember that movie. No, not really. The only people who remember it are those who worked on it, and even then, in a few years, I'm sure they'll be like, oh yeah, I completely forgot I worked on that movie. It just sucks. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope none of you go see Father Figures and give it money, because you shouldn't waste your time. I know I'm always up for, like, saying judge for yourself, but, like, if you ever have to take my word for anything, Father Figures is a complete waste of time. Like, I mean, I guess, you know, judge for yourself, as like, don't let me influence your opinion, but I'm just saying, like, if you ever have to heed my warning about not wasting money to see a movie, don't go see Father Figures. I know it's gonna be like, oh, well, it can't be that bad. No, it's just bland. It's forgettable. It's the worst type of movie. I've suggested movies that are so bad they're good, like King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. That is a hilarious fucking movie. It's so stupid, but it's entertaining. This movie, no, you don't get that at all. It just sucks. It's forgettable. It's not funny. It's boring. It just sucks. And I don't want to see it ever again. Never going to. I'm going to forget about it by tomorrow, probably. I don't know, maybe I won't if I upload this video. But yeah, this is all my thoughts on it. Never going to see it again. Waste of time. Movie sucks. I'm angry. I'm about to go see something else. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. All right? Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe for more. Bye-bye.